Hello everyone, my name is Ned Finn. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Let's have the proper thing capture, huh? That would be a good idea. Hey, there we go. Hello, Yosek. It's good to see you in chat as per usual. The camera is looking pretty solid. Okay. We are still on, in Azura's coast, aka the Telvanni coast. I remember lamenting back. Oh, something's coming for me. I think. Is it a fish? It's a fish. One of these days, I will remember all of my hotkeys, but it's not today, apparently. I'm gonna check out this this Daedric ruin real quick. And then we will head back to Aldrune. I'm gonna unload a bunch of this alchemy stuff in a chest somewhere that I can retrieve it later. Because I'm really tired of all this stuff weighing me down. My health continues to be rather unremarkable. Oh, Jesus, please us. This guy is doing a number on my bones, huh? Do you want to fucking leave me alone, dude? Oh. Those shield spells really are shockingly important. Why am I getting into melee range with this dude? Go away. Fall over and die, please. But yeah, my health is okay. Slow improvements. I've been taking a variety of medicines. Jeebus, please. I'll live, surely. Oh, well. Restore Magicka. Hello, Grim. Good to see you in chat as well. I don't believe that I've seen you round these parts before, but we're always happy to make new friends. Something I have utterly failed to do with this here scamp. He is not a friend. Thank goodness. Now, can we rest? We can rest. Fabulous. Excuse me while I just fall over and sleep for the next 20 hours. I believe I saw some sort of... Yeah. I doubt this guy is a friend. Hello.
It'll be your blood.
Oh, yep, no, he's not a friend. Oh, and he's a Nord. He's got... Oh, he's big mad, huh? Yeah, this is why we quick save before we encounter this gentleman. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's kind of what I... how I thought things would go. Goodbye. Let's see here. Quick recall ought to do the trick. So, Grim, if I might inquire, from where are you checking in? On this fine Tuesday evening. Ooh, I forgot that I had these. That's very useful. I mean, I'll continue to use Mark and Recall, 1 for convenience and 2 because it's good for my mysticism score. But... Oh! I did not realize that. You can actually multi-select automatically just by holding shift when you select. That is good to know. And you can select individual ones by holding control. How did I not know this before? The more you know, huh? I'm probably going to hold on to that ruby and just straight up sell it. Same thing for the Daedra heart, actually. That's good. Good value for money. Everything else can go in the old chest of Rooney. The repair tongs I should just sell at some point. The Demon Tanto and the Dwarven Short Sword. The Dwarven Short Sword I should actually sell. As I should with the Fireblade. And all these arrows are not necessary. Alright, so I've got some I've got some pawn shopping to do. These all have a weight to them, so they're also loading me down. Because I know I'm wearing armor, and that's some weight. But it should not account for a whole 106 pounds that I'm carrying around with me. Excuse me. I will try to keep the coughing to a minimum, I promise, but I can't make any guarantees. Not on today, unfortunately. Which is what it is. Ish fine.
My time is precious, so make it quick.
I strongly suspect that our new friend Grim has left us in chat, and that's fine. People pop in, people leave. Dash fine.
Go ahead.
Merchandise. Hello. I've sold other stuff to you, have I not? I need to sell this ghoul heart for way less than what it's worth, but whatever. Same with the Fireblade, same with this Dwarven Short Sword. I don't need either of those. I have my... I also don't need the Dagger of Judgment. I've got my Demon Tanto. That's really all that I need. Look at that. Cool beans.
Probably nothing.
Hey, look at that. I decreased my carrying weight even more. The Journeyman Mortar and Pestle I could actually probably stand to lose as well. Come on. Don't make me walk all the way across town. That I will put... Hello, Cross. Good to see you in chat. Yes, it's worth mentioning, actually, that I was supposed to be playing... Don't Starve Together today, and that is still happening come this coming Thursday. So day after tomorrow, I will be playing Don't Starve Together with Cross and Sam and Biggs. It's going to be a whole thing. I don't need this bargain potion of shadow. I don't need a bargain levitate potion either. Restore health, restore magicka. Exclusive potion of shadows is... I thought that was an invisibility potion. It's not. A potion of cure common disease. Which we could actually use... Actually, hold on. No. That's not... Short history of Morrowind we don't need. Potion of Dispel is good. Restore standard restores health. And yes. Okay. Alright. Later, Cross, and I will see you on Thursday, my guy, for further chicanery to come.
What do you want?
Is my dear partner going off to work, leaving me to my dark business.
In pleasant company.
Hello,
Please
Edwina.
share this with
Where
us.
is... You know what? The chest is upstairs. You know, that's actually not a
Tidings and good wishes to you.
terrible idea. Arms of the intervention and divine intervention. I've already got my frickin' amulets, so I don't really need either of those. A couple lesser soul gems is not going to break the bank in terms of weight, but I already feel much more sprightly with only 67 pounds weighing me down, which is good because we're going to need to get to hoofing back to Balmora for more main question chicanery. And it occurs to me that my voice... I don't know how bad my voice is, or my voice sounds, honestly. It feels like it should sound at least a little bit more ragged than usual. So I might even... This might be a shorter stream. I don't know. We will see. But...
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
No, Ranus. Thank you for asking, though. Okay. Right. We need to go and see Caius Cosades. Spy Master for the Blades.
Wealth beyond measure.
Voice is nice. Don't worry. Thank you, Yosek. I appreciate that. Not worried so much as just curious.
What do you want?
It's also worth mentioning that I need to be up at 5 tomorrow to get to work at 6, so it's going to be a whole other...
If I can be of any assistance, I'll be happy to help.
Thank you, Caius. Yes, I am here to discuss orders. I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivek City concerning the Nerevarine and 6th House. First, I want you to speak with Adhiranir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Morag Tong. Finally, I want you to speak with Mera Milo, a temple priestess. Here, I've written the details down so you won't forget. And here are 200 drakes, for bribes and other expenses. Alright. Cool beans. Well, let's get a little info about these informants. Adhiranir is a Khajiit and a Thieves Guild operative. You'll find her in St. Olm's Canton in Vivek. Be careful what you say, and use common sense. People in the cantons are suspicious of outsiders. You may have to win or purchase their confidence. I can be very charming. Don't even worry about it. Let's see here. And Hulia is an Argonian and a Morag Tong assassin. You'll find him in Vivek at the Black Shulk Corner Club in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. In addition to his other skills, Hulia is also known around Vivek as a student of history and lover of books and old things. And finally, Mera Milo. She's a temple priestess who works in the libraries of the Hall of Wisdoms and Justice. She's a friend, so be careful and don't get her in trouble. The temple is suspicious of Outlanders and won't be happy to find Mera talking to you about religious matters. She'll be easy to spot. Look for the priestess with the copper hair and copper eyes. Hello, Sam. Good to see you in chat. I'm sorry that things didn't work out for the original plan of the stream, for our camping chaos, but the good news is that we are all set for that on Thursday. And maybe by then, who knows? Maybe by then my voice will be better, even if it's not, or, you know, I'll be feeling better in general. And even if it's not, I will have 3 other lovely voices to join me in keeping entertained the good people. I'm a friend. Be careful. Don't get me in trouble. Sam, have you been Miramilo the whole time? Have you been a dark elf tribunal temple priestess this whole time?
Why walk when you can ride?
Oh, Satanine, I don't need to be here. Shit, I just wasted like $15. Take me to Vivek, please.
Trip just for you. Same low price.
3 boys, 1 girl. I don't know why, but that sounds suspect. Alrighty then. So it's worth mentioning that in... Let's see here. Where is... It's Alsotha. So... Ebonheart has got to be like in an over that way direction, or possibly even a that way direction. Ebonheart is the governmental capital of the Morrowind province. It's the strongest stronghold that Mutsera. It's the strongest stronghold that the Empire has in Morrowind. However, Vivek is very much the cultural and certainly religious capital in Morrowind. So where the frack am I? I'm in the Foreign Quarter. Okay. Hulia is supposed to be in the wasteworks of... Here we go. Lower Wasteworks, Foreign Quarter. So the Black Shulk Corner Club ought to be around here somewhere. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the Black Shulk Corner Club? Or Hulia? Hulia? The Argonian Morag Tongue? Not many Argonians in the Morag Tongue. I'd look for him at the Black Shulk Corner Club in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. Or at Jabash's books, on the same level of the lower wasteworks, at the Black Shulk, as the Black Shulk Corner Club.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Let's see here. Yeah, Morrowind's a frickin' good one. Okay, so there's Jabash's rare books. Hulia might be in here. Hello, sir. Excuse me.
Khajiit has no time for you.
It occurred to me that I had my volume, like, way down. Is Hulia here? Hulia is not here, Breton. Look for her in the... I shouldn't do the Khajiit voice. That feels a bit... iffy. And specifically because the Khajiit are so clearly coded as Romani. I don't know. So, same level as the Wasteworks. That's probably the Black Shulk right over there.
You may speak.
Thank
You
you.
may speak.
Aha!
Summoned by another. Questions again.
I welcome you as the friend of my friend, Ned. But I wish to go to my friend's bookstore, and these troublesome fools are in my way. I have tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful and be ready. Troublesome fools. The sight of a free Argonian offends these racist thugs. It would tarnish my Morag Tong honor to slay them, and I don't want to trouble my friend, Sorellus Golmus, by fighting in his club. But I must go to my friend's bookstore, where we can talk in peace. If you have a way with words, perhaps you can talk to them. Or, if you have a way with money, perhaps they might be bought. Otherwise, I fear there must be bloodshed.
What is this regarding?
There has to be bloodshed. Let me top off my stam real quick. It's the filthy lizard we're talking to, not you. Jesus. This rotting piece of trash ought to be chained up somewhere, not running around loose. Good Christ. His kind aren't welcome here. He belongs in the swamp with the rest of them. Ugh. Filthy lizard lover. You want to give your friend a big kiss? I don't know.
Summoned by another.
He's got a handsome cut of his jib.
You may speak.
Let's see if I can't bribe these troublesome fools. But I can leave it alone. Okay. Do I have... I don't have any kind of charm spell, do I? That's unfortunate. That's cured poison on self. Dragon skin.
What do you think of our city, Outlander?
I'm gonna hit you and that filthy lizard so hard that you finally hit the ground. Your clothes will be out of style. Jeez. Okay.
Speak quickly.
I just want to talk to a filthy... Get out of here and good riddance. Okay. Close. Cool
Yes,
beans.
Outlander. What do you
Travel
want?
together. Yes. We cool?
I
We
am
cool.
ever Is there something you need?
Alright. Didn't have to fireball any mofos today. How fortunate.
All right.
The the walk and run cycles in this game are something else. Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distractions here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine cult so that you can report back to Caius. And I don't know of any Sixth House cult, but I can tell you what I do know. Okay. Well, tell me what do you know anything about the Sixth House cult? Never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the Sixth House, but in the War of the First Council they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth, or the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the tribunal faith. I've never heard of anyone worshipping him either. Tell me about the Nerevarine cult then. To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to the Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the False Incarnate, for the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great Dunmer houses. Here's a summary for Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer in detail. Absolutely. Tell me everything you can. In the First Era, the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Dunmer clans were much alike, but after the First Council and the formation of the Great Houses, Ashlanders have been steadily forced into the poorest and most hostile lands. Now the nomadic tribes look to the prophesied return of Nerevar for a restoration of their ancient rites and religious traditions. Okie dokie. Well, tell me about the persecution of the Nerevarine cult, then. The Temple treats the Nerevarine prophecies as heresy, and the Temple imprisons and executes heretics unless prevented by imperial law. But since the Nerevarine cult is hostile to the Empire, the Empire doesn't interfere when the Temple persecutes the cult. Ashlanders hate the Temple, particularly the Ordinators, for their ruthless treatment of Nerevarine cultists. And what about the False Incarnate? In the past, some have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar. The most recent is known as Peakstar, a figure of legend among the Waste tribes for the last 30 years. Temple says that these false incarnates disprove the prophecies, since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing, but the mystical Nerevarine cult glorifies rather than shrinks from the contradictions, citing the appearance of failed incarnates as certain proof of Nerevar's coming rebirth. that is that's clever religious marketing there at the very least. It's a lot better than like these end times doomsayers who are like, well, we just we got the date wrong, but it's definitely going to happen next time. But no, the idea that specifically because there are these failed incarnates is actually proof that the real one is just around the corner. It's not dumb, I'll give them that. And if I may speak metatextually for a moment, it's this kind of stuff, this really interesting like culture clash and like analyzing the religion and culture that I think really sets Morrowind's plot apart from that of Oblivion or Skyrim, which on the surface are very similar. You know, ancient evil locked away long ago is coming back to the surface. That's the same plot in all three of these games, but Morrowind handles it so much more smartly. The foreign quarter now. Take me to the Lalu Canton, I guess? See where things take me from there? The temple. Here we go. Yes, Yosik. Tribunal Temple. Let's see here. Hall of Justice. Here we go. I get you. Yeah. Yeah, no, so much of modern gaming is there's a lot of flash over substance, you know? And if you look to games that really do have that substance, a lot of times they're presented a little bit less excuse me, with less flash, and which incidentally is why you know, Baldur's Gate is getting such a lavish reception because it kind of manages both. It looks nice, and
If you're here for trouble, you'll get more.
while also having a good depth of experience. You're not an ordinator. I'd like to talk to you. What's up, my guy? Do you know... I'm looking for someone in particular? No.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for Maramilo. She is supposed to be in the temple, yes? Ooh, you look like you could be her, but you are not.
I can already tell I'm not going to like this.
Well, I'm just looking for Maramilo. She works in the library. If she's not there, you'll find her in her private quarters. Her door is across from the canon offices here in the Hall of Wisdom. The canon offices. High Fane, Hall of Justice, Library Vivek. Library of Vivek.
Annoying outlanders.
Ooh, maybe you can tell me who Maramilo is.
I can already tell I'm not going to like
You
this.
are Maramilo. Hello, Miss Milo. Yes, I'm Maris Milo. Caius sent you? Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here. Alright. I know that my already unimpressive voice acting is further hampered by my poor, bedraggled voice, but I do what I can with what I have. Go ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a 6th house cult, but I can tell you about the Nerevarine cult. Tell away. The temple worships Nerevar as a saint and a hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Nerevarine cult claims the tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Nerevarine cult. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes temple doctrine on the Nerevarine prophecies. The prescribed book, Progress of Truth, describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Caius Cosades. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Nerevarine cult. Progress of Truth. This book lists the disputes of the dissident priests with tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of this book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by the ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles. Okay, you think you're being watched by the ordinators? I do not care for temple politics, but I have read the Progress of Truth, and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the ordinators. I'm careful, but I'm afraid I'm no secret agent like you or Caius. Sooner or later, I too must go into hiding. If it's not too late... must go into hiding if it's not too late. When you return to Caius, tell him I am worried, and that if something goes wrong, I will leave him a message under the agreed code word, Amaya. Alright. Duly noted. Hey, I've been having weird dreams. This means nothing to me. Perhaps you wouldn't know, but the temple regards disturbing dreams as a sign of soul sickness. A sign that the mind is deranged by impure impulses or by dangerous feelings. The Ashlanders have many superstitions about dreams, but they have superstitions about everything. Alright, well, march on, ye Maramilo. I will see if I can't find...
I can tell. Find someone else.
I will see if I can't find a bookseller trading in the Progress of Truth. It's quite possible that Joe Basha might actually have a copy. I know that I've gone to him before to get books for the Mages Guild.
Leave me.
Lady, I wish I could. Thank you. Out of my frickin' way, please. Here we go. Ooh. Now, was ist das? Ooh. That's a big floating rock. Palace Shrine. Palace of Vivek. Palace of one of the tribunal gods themselves. Ain't that something? Was ist das? The Shrine to Stop the Moon. Ooh. Not shun risk nor hide behind the mask of the cautious counsel. Fortune favors the bold. Look at that, I have a levitation effect. How long is that going to last for, I wonder? It's going to last for a frickin' while, I guess. Cool beans. Don't mind if I do. I move faster with this levitation effect than I do on my own 2 feet. So, oh, yeah. Ned's booking. Hey, what is this? St. Olms. Look at that. That's exactly where I need to be. Now, where was... Leah... Vivek, here we go. Adherenir is a Khajiit. That won't be easy to... Just in St. Olms. Alright. Start with the plaza. Oh. Hi, I'm looking for a Khajiit named Adherenir. That snake should be here in St. Olms somewhere, but where? I don't know. Try someone else. Alright. Excuse me, officer. Looking for a Khajiit named Adherenir? Oh, same answer as before. Well, I kind of suspected as much. Excuse me, I'm looking for a Khajiit named Adherenir. That snake? She'll be in here in St. Olms somewhere. Although if the heat's on, she may not be parading around in public. Ask around. Perhaps someone else has seen her. Alright. Excuse me, my good sir. Looking for a Khajiit named Adherenir. Okay. What about you? Do you know? Public. Ask around.
Outlander.
North 2. That's a house. Temple of St. Olms. More regular ass houses. Anything up here? No, other than a statue of presumably St. Olms himself. Here we go. What's this? St. Olms Waste Works. Excuse me, my good beskirted gentleman. I'm looking for a friend of mine, a female Khajiit named Adherenir. I sure don't. Excuse me, I'm, I don't. Well, perhaps some other good citizen will tell me where to find her. Alright, a little sus. Looking for a Khajiit named Adherenir? Mm-hmm. I have 200 septims. That, says you do. Oh, Adherenir. Maybe the name does sound a little familiar. For some reason, I just can't seem to remember. Are you sure? Okay. I know Adherenir. And if I know Adherenir, she'll be staying out of sight for as long as the Census and Excise Office is lurking about. Probably down in the Underworks. Look for trapdoors down from the Canal Works level. Census and Excise Agent? They're Imperial tax collectors. They hunt smugglers and tax dodgers. Alright, well. Seems like Adherenir. If she's a Thieves Guild agent, she very well may be a, oh. Might be a smuggler of some kind. I'm sure she's indulged in a little bit of smuggling activity at some point or another. Oh, hello. Oh, there's a rat. Let's deal with that first. Not gonna be harangued by rats in a sewer. Hello? No! Oh, shit. Well. Have fun eating lightning. While I float above you with utter impunity. Hard to get to. Oh no!
Summon.
Oh balls!
Questions again.
Frackin' hackin'. Okay.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Filthy Lizard. How do you feel about him? Feel good? Cool. Halia, let's go. We cool? We frosty?
Yes.
Cool.
What do you...
Ned's all business now. None of this fucking voice acting bull nonsense.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
All this horse malarkey. Nerevarine cult. 6th house cult. Cool beans. Tell me about the history of the Ashlanders. Nifty. Tell me about the persecution of the Nerevarine. Dope. Tell me about the false incarnates. Okay. Cool beans. Quick save.
What?
I will listen, Outlander.
I must be going.
Speak quickly, Outlander.
Foreign quarter. This is just embarrassing. That I'll tell you what though, the lack of a broader sense of autosave, brutal. Absolutely brutal. I don't have my levitate quick slotted. That's unfortunate. Oh. I need a stronger levitate spell. Is what I'm learning here. Can I pass through these signs? Are these rendered objects or collision objects? They sure freaking ain't. Like, what business will the player have to be up here? It's not like we included an explicit flight spell in our game. Yo, what up? Lalo Canton, please.
What do you want?
Temple Canton, please. I don't need any destination or services. Where's the frickin'... Where's your thing to stop the moon? Because that was cool. That let me go fast. Come on. Whatever. Magica, who needs it? Look at me going so fast. Okay. Was in the Hall of Justice, or no? It was the Hall of Wisdom, wasn't it? Where the library was, I think. Hello, Mr. Ordinator, sir. Don't mind me. Library.
Why do you Outlanders think you can bother anyone you please?
We're watching you.
Yeah, watching me float across the frickin' ceiling. Do you call me scum? Feels uncalled for. Nerevarine cult. Dissident priests. I actually didn't ask about. Did I? Brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the tribunal, suggesting their powers are sorcerous, not divine, perhaps akin to the powers of Dagoth Or. They also condemn the arbitrary power of the Ordinators and accuse the Temple of hierarchy, of self-interest and corruption. See, I didn't ask about that. Progressive truth. Caius is a dear friend. Like me, he admires the best traditions of the temple. Charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. He is a Westerner, but he has come to love our land and our people. But like me, he distrusts arbitrary power of the Ordinators, and like the distant priests, he suspects the temple is hiding something. He serves the Emperor, but he has always loved Morrowind. And he sees the failing virtues of the temple as a threat to Morrowind's political stability. Ashlanders have a mystical tradition of interpreting dreams and visions as prophecies. These prophecies are recorded in verse and may be lost or garbled over the generations, but the distant priests have collected many ancient prophecies of the Nerevarine, many of which they believe to be genuine. Collectively, these are called the Lost Prophecies of the Incarnate. One of the sacred missions of the distant priests is to collect and study these prophecies. Okay, cool beans. Goodbye.
Let's not make this official, Outlander.
I just want to go back outside. No, that's the door to High Fane, apparently.
We're watching you, scum.
Yeah. Go scum yourself. What time is it? 7:52. I've been streaming for about an hour. I don't feel too terrible.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it...
Jesus. All up in your grill, my guy. I'm sorry, bro. Not my intention. What's up, St. Olms? I need to get all up in your guts. Canal South 1. Oh, this is another house. Okay. Sorry. Canal South 2. Waste South 2. Okay, more houses. Or like apartments. Canal's Waste Works. Here we go. Now we know how to get to it. Here and here. Canal Works. Okay. Quick save again. Oh, hello.
You have questions?
Your trade? Okay. So, he's a moon sugar addict, unfortunately.
Speak quickly, Outlander.
Cross is another, co-worker turned, friend of mine. Oh, hello.
Its scent is unfamiliar.
We worked together for the better part of 2 years. He's recently moved to a different store now, but we still keep in touch, obviously. Great. So Caius tells you to speak with Adherenir, and you have done this thing. You're speaking with Adherenir, but Adherenir will not talk to you about the Nerevarine or the Sixth House cult, and because why? Because Adherenir is at this moment very distracted by a nice census and excise agent who wants to speak with her. You do not know this? They are the collectors of the Emperor's taxes and tariffs, and the Emperor has outlawed trade in many things, like Dwemer artifacts and ebony, and the Census and Excise Officer agent will enjoy being a pest about such things. For several reasons, the Census and Excise Office agent is not Adherenir's favorite person. If you want Adherenir to help you, make the bad agent go away. Then she will tell you things. Okay. I will find the agent. He was up in the Wasteworks now. He was the beskirted fellow. If memory serves. There we go. Here he is. Hello. Acknowledge me!
Yes?
And here and here. She took a gondola to the mainland. What a disappointment. But thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself anyway. And maybe I'll run into her there. Alright. I kind of have a score to settle with that, that Dunmer is here.
You wish to speak?
So, are you the one that here and here must thank for getting rid of that annoying Census and Access agent? Indeed, Heronir is very glad to see you, and happy to tell a friend of my good friend Caius all about the Sixth House cult. And Heronir knows nothing about the Nerevarine, but Heronir is happy to tell you that too, if it makes Caius happy. Ask away, friend Ned. Okay, so you actually have information about the Sixth House cult. What's up? This Heronir knows about because it is about smuggling. Some smart smugglers are suddenly too busy for their old clients because they have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle now? Heronir doesn't know, because they are very secret. And this is odd, because these smugglers are always loud and bragging, and now they hush up like fat-bellied kitties full of sweetmeats. Smuggling is big. Some are weapons and armors and slaves, so smugglers trade these things. Smugglers also smuggle Grief, Sheen, and Sujama to avoid imperial tax. And now the Sixth House hires smugglers, though what they smuggle, Heronir cannot say. Interesting. So there's some new cult calling itself the Sixth House, which has shown up on the scene and is hiring smugglers to smuggle something, but we don't know what it is. Curiouser and curiouser. I need to find a gondola of my own to get back to the foreign quarter. So that I can go and visit Jabasha and see if he has a copy of the Progress of Truth. Back to the Hlalu Canton, I suppose. And look at that. My levitation is still in effect.
Speak, traveler.
We'd love to see it. Foreign quarter, please.
Go ahead.
Right. Let's go by Jabasha's. And then, I know it's only an hour, but I do think I'm gonna cut the stream off after I'm done with this particular mission, just because I am tired. There is some stuff I need to do around the apartment, before I go to bed, which I do have to do on the earlier side. Like, honestly, I should be in bed right at 9, and that simply won't be the case if I'm streaming till 9. So I'll do what's good for my health, and wind down after this.
It wants something.
But this has been.
We're watching you. Scum.
It's been good. And I want to point out, by the way, this is something I really appreciate about Morrowind's main quest. The main quest starts off feeling very much like another set of faction quests. Like, you're tracking down information, you're doing favors for people. Like,
You have questions?
It's not like, oh, you need to get this world-saving artifact to the last living heir of the emperor who you watched die before you. Or, you have to travel to the ancient order of the Greybeards to explain why you're the legendary Godzilla born. To steal a joke from Yahtzee. We are 3 quests deep now. And so far, we have gathered information about 2 topics from 5 people. That's it. That's kind of, I like that. I like that it kind of eases you into things. Oh, look at that. Progress of Truth. Don't mind if I do. Alright. See you later, Jobasha. Thanks for the book. Goodbye.
We're watching you, scum.
And actually, I'm gonna recall my ass. Oh, don't have enough magicka to recall my ass.
What do you
Apothecary.
want if you're here for trouble?
Let's see here. Let's go to the Foreign Quarter Plaza.
Not now, Outlander. Head on.
Upper Wasteworks. Which is not what we're looking for. Here we go. Here's the plaza entrance. And this will take us straight back to... Actually, we should be able to hitch a ride straight back to Balmora from the Mages Guild here. Here we go. And actually, while we're at it, since we're here, and because we are,
Well met, Outlander.
in the spirit of information gathering, let's actually thumb through this old Progress of Truth. Progress of Truth, compiled by the Dissident Priests. Concerning points of temple doctrine challenged by the Dissident Priests. The divinity of the tribunal claims that the apotheosis was miraculously achieved through questing, virtue, knowledge, testing, and battling with evil. Temple doctrine claims their divine powers and mortality are ultimately conferred as a communal judgment by the Dunmer ancestors, including among others, the good Daedra, the prophet Veloth, and Saint Nerevar. Dissident priests ask whether Dagoth Ur's powers and the tribunal powers might be ultimately derived from the same source, Red Mountain. Sources in the Apocrypha suggest that the tribunal relied on profanely enchanted tools to achieve godhead, and that those unholy devices were ones originally created by the ungodly Dwemer sorcerer Kagranak to create the false construct Numidium. Purity of the tribunal. Distant priests say that the tribunal temple has always maintained a public face represented by hieroglypha, the priestly writings, and the hidden face, represented by the apocrypha, the hidden writings. The public account portrays the action of the tribunal in heroic light, while the hidden writings reveal secrets, untruths, inconsistencies, conflicting accounts, and varying interpretations, which hint at the darker, less heroic motives and actions of the tribunes. Particularly conflicting accounts of the Battle of Red Mountain raise questions. Subsequent apotheosis. Also, there is good evidence that the tribunal temple has been concealing the true nature of the threat posed by Dagoth Ur at Red Mountain, misleading the people about the tribunal's ability to protect Morrowind from Dagoth Ur, and concealing a recent dramatic diminishing of the tribunal's magical powers. Temple accounts of the Battle of Red Mountain. Icelander tradition does not place the tribunal at Red Mountain, and holds that the Dwemer destroyed themselves, rather than that Nerevar destroyed them. Ashlander tradition further holds that Nerevar left Dagoth guarding the profane secrets of Red Mountain, while Nerevar went to confer with the Grand Council, i.e. the Tribunal, that Nerevar died at the conference, not of his wounds according to the Ashlanders, but from treachery. That subsequently the Tribunal confronted a defiant Dagoth Ur within Red Mountain, then drove Dagoth Ur beneath Red Mountain when he will not yield to their will. Challenging the divinity of the Tribunal, the dissidents do not challenge the sainthood or heroism of the Tribunal. In fact, the dissidents priests advocate restoring many of the elements of fundamentalist ancestor worship as practiced by the Ashlanders and by St. Veloth. Exactly how this would work is debated inconclusively within the dissident priests. Now that sounds about right. It's like, look, what do we want? Change. What kind of change? We don't know, but we know what we currently have is not what we want. Denial of the prophecies of the Incarnate, the persecution of the Nerevarines. Though no consensus exists among the dissidents about whether Nerevarine prophecies are genuine, all agree that the persecution of the Nerevarines is unjust and politically motivated. Do not reject mysticism, revelation, or prophecy as part of the religious experience. They studied the mysticism of the Ashlander ancestor cults, in particular the rites of the Ashlander seers and wise women, the prophecies of the Incarnate. The dissident priests reject the authority of the archcanon and the ordinators. The temple hierarchy has been corrupted by self-interest in politics. It no longer acts in the best interests of the temple or its worshippers. The archcanons speak for themselves, not the tribunal. Acquisition of the use of terror and torture by the ordinators. In the temple hierarchy, an open secret that the ordinators rely on abduction, terror, torture, and secret imprisonment to discourage heresy and dissent. The dissident priests feel the ordinators are either out of control or tools used to maintain a corrupt priesthood in power. The dissident priests acknowledge that the most rank-and-file priests honor the best tradition of the temples. They may believe that many priests in higher ranks are interested more in the love of authority and luxury than in the welfare of the poor, the weak, and the ignorant. This is some heavy stuff, man. Like, these dissident priests, excuse me. Did that help? Sure didn't. But these dissident priests are not messing around. Like this, these are some serious accusations that they're leveling. I can see why they're persecuted. Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but look, here's what I'm saying. If the temple is everything that these dissident priests are accusing them of being, they have a good reason to go into hiding, because like these are heavy accusations. Like, nah, your gods are false. You're using terrorism to subjugate the people that you're supposed to be protecting and serving. Like this, you know, I'm just a simple Breton from the mainland. I don't know Morrowind from frickin' Hammerfell. You know, I grew up in Cyrodiil my whole life. I barely set foot outside of the Imperial City. I was born in Shadenine, but I moved to the Imperial City when I was very small. Barely set foot outside of it. You know, I grew up giving praise to Stendarr and Arche, but you know, like, you don't mess around with people's religion. Like this is some serious stuff.
How are you?
What's up, Caius? You here to discuss your orders, Ned, or is there something else you want? Yeah, here's your report. I'll make copies of your notes from Hulia and the Progress of Truth. Give me time to read and digest all this. In the meantime, I'm going to promote you to Journeyman. You're doing good work. Here are 200 drakes. Go out and treat yourself to a new pair of shoes. And go do some jobs for the guilds or other freelance work. Just keep your cover story current. Or get some training. Then when you're fit and rested, come back. I'll have new orders for you. Good gracious. I'm going to go back and listen to particularly the last chunk of this stream, because I know that I must sound rough. Like, I can feel it. Oh yeah. I can hear it. I can feel it. Shishki Kablishki. Oh geez, another dream message. In your dream, a tall figure with a golden mask greeted you, saying, "There are many rooms in the house of the Master. Be easy, for from the hands of your enemies I have delivered you." It seemed that you had died and could see yourself laying upon a table lit by candles. With your very own hands you touched the figure, and the figure drew breath and opened eyes, and rose from the table. Then the room was gone, and the world filled with light, and you awoke. Sheesh. Alright, rest until healed. Oh, Jesus! Dreamed that a tall figure with a golden mask spoke to you, but you understood not a word. He smiled and seemed pleasant, but when he reached to touch you, it terrified you. You tried to escape, but you couldn't move. You tried to cry out, but you couldn't make a sound. The figure kept smiling and talking, but you felt sure he was trying to cast some sort of spell on you. When you woke, you couldn't recall how the dream ended. So, man, you want to throw on like a shirt or something, dude? Ah, at last, the 18 hours of rest I needed. Alright, folks. Gonna pop a save here. Good gracious. Did that help at all? A little bit. It kind of cleared. It didn't really clear much up. Alright, folks. It's been real. Yosek, my main guy in the chat. As always, good to have you hanging out. Things will continue. I'm streaming again on Thursday. I'm streaming with all my buds. We're doing more Don't Starve, and then we'll probably be back to Monday again next Tuesday. But until next time, folks, thank you all very much for watching. I am Ned Finn. And until next time, goodbye.